Human behavior is one of the most fascinating mysteries of science. Have you ever stopped to think about why we make impulsive decisions, how emotions shape our actions, or how the environment influences even the smallest details of our daily lives? What's even more surprising is that many of these answers lie hidden in psychological curiosities we often overlook. In this video, we'll dive into the most intriguing facts about human behavior. You'll discover how your brain balances instinct and logic, how habits shape your routine, and even why your memory isn't always as reliable as it seems. Get ready to understand your mind in a whole new and practical way. If you're curious to uncover the secrets of human behavior, stay with me until the end. Shall we begin? How our brain makes decisions. Instinct versus logic. Making decisions might seem simple, but it's an incredibly complex process within the human brain, constantly divided between two forces, instinct and logic. Instinct is fast, automatic, and often emotional, while logic is slower, analytical, and rooted in reasoning. Understanding how these two forces work together, or conflict, can reveal a lot about our daily behavior. The instinctive part of the brain is governed by the limbic system, an ancient area that regulates emotions and automatic reactions like fear and desire. For example, imagine seeing a snake. Before you even process whether it's dangerous, the limbic system triggers a fight or flight response. This speed is crucial for survival, but can also lead to impulsive decisions based on incomplete information. On the other hand, logic is controlled by the prefrontal cortex, a more recently evolved region responsible for rational thinking, planning, and conscious decision-making. The prefrontal cortex weighs the pros and cons of a choice, considering long-term consequences and goals. However, this process takes more time and energy, which is why we often default to instinct in high-pressure situations. The conflict between instinct and logic is a daily occurrence. Imagine you're trying to resist a sweet treat while on a diet. Your limbic system screams, "Eat it now," seeking immediate satisfaction, while your prefrontal cortex reminds you of your health goals. The choice you make depends on which part of your brain exerts more influence at that moment. Interestingly, your environment and emotional state can tip the scales. When stressed, tired, or afraid, the limbic system tends to dominate, making us more prone to impulsive decisions. In contrast, a calm, relaxed state allows the prefrontal cortex to take charge, enabling more thoughtful choices. Understanding how the brain balances instinct and logic is key to improving decision-making. By recognizing when we're acting on impulse, we can slow down and let logic play a bigger role. But how do emotions subtly shape our actions in ways we don't always realize? That's exactly what we'll explore in the next topic. Why we're more influenced by emotions than we think. Emotions play a much bigger role in our behavior than we like to admit. While we might see ourselves as rational beings, much of our decision-making and actions are guided by feelings and emotional impulses. This happens because emotions are processed faster by the brain than logic, allowing for instant reactions, a trait that was crucial for our ancestors' survival. A key player in this process is the amygdala, a part of the brain that reacts to emotional stimuli like danger or pleasure before the prefrontal cortex, the rational part, can fully evaluate the situation. This explains why you might feel fear after hearing a sudden loud noise, even before identifying what caused it. Emotions prepare the body to act, but not always in a rational way. Interestingly, emotions don't just affect immediate reactions, they also shape how we interpret the world around us. Studies show that people in a happy mood are more likely to make optimistic decisions, while those in a negative emotional state tend to focus on potential risks. This proves that our emotional state acts as a filter, altering how we perceive and respond to situations. The power of emotional influence is particularly evident in marketing. Advertisements rarely try to convince you with just facts and data. Instead, they tap into emotions like happiness, nostalgia, or fear. This works because decisions driven by emotions are faster and have a more lasting impact than those based solely on logic. Emotional memory also significantly affects our behavior. Strong emotional experiences, whether positive or negative, shape our future decisions. For instance, if you had a traumatic experience with a dog as a child, you might avoid dogs for years, even though logically you know not all dogs are dangerous. This is the emotional brain acting as an unconscious protector. While emotions can sometimes lead to impulsive decisions, they are essential for authentic human connections and quick decision-making in risky situations. But how does our environment amplify or moderate these emotional influences? The impact of environment on human behavior. The environment around us wields a powerful influence over our behavior, emotions, and decisions. From the physical design of a space to the people within it, every element contributes to shaping how we act and respond to situations. Often, these influences are so subtle that we don't even realize how our surroundings are driving our choices. A classic example is the effect of colors on mood and behavior. Spaces painted in soft tones like blue or green tend to promote calmness and focus, while bold colors like red can heighten energy and urgency. That's why hospitals use soothing hues, whereas fast food chains opt for red and yellow, colors associated with appetite and speed. Another key environmental factor is organization and order. Cluttered or chaotic spaces can increase stress and reduce concentration, while clean, organized environments promote productivity and well-being. This phenomenon, known as the clutter effect, highlights how physical messiness can create mental overload. Social context within the environment also plays a major role in shaping behavior. Being surrounded by people who exhibit specific behaviors often influences us to act similarly, a phenomenon referred to as herd behavior. For instance, in a silent library, you're likely to lower your voice, even if no explicit rules are enforced. Interestingly, environments can even affect our sense of morality. Research shows that people in well-lit spaces or places associated with order, like churches or courtrooms, are more likely to act ethically. This suggests that physical surroundings can activate specific values or behaviors. Recognizing the impact of environment on human behavior is key to fostering positive emotions and actions. Simple changes, like organizing your home or choosing environments that align with your goals, can have profound effects on your mindset and habits. But how do the habits formed within these environments shape our long-term actions? The role of habits and how they shape our actions. Habits are actions we perform repetitively and almost automatically, without much conscious thought. They play a crucial role in human behavior because they conserve mental energy and help us manage daily tasks efficiently. However, this automation also means that our habits, whether good or bad, have a profound impact on our lives. Habits are formed through a process known as the habit loop, which consists of 3 key stages: the trigger, the routine, and the reward. For instance, feeling hungry, trigger, might lead you to grab a quick snack, routine, resulting in satisfaction, reward. With repetition, this cycle becomes deeply ingrained, making the habit automatic over time. Interestingly, habits don't just dictate our actions, they also shape our identity and self-perception. For example, someone who regularly goes to the gym may start to see themselves as disciplined and healthy. Conversely, someone who frequently procrastinates may feel disorganized or incapable. This illustrates that habits influence not only what we do but also how we view ourselves. Another fascinating aspect of habits is their connection to familiar environments. Walking into your home might prompt the habit of turning on the TV or grabbing a snack, even if you're not particularly hungry. This occurs because the brain links specific environments or moments to established routines, making it challenging to break negative cycles without changing the context. Fortunately, habits, while powerful, are not permanent. Research shows that consistency and repetition are key to forming new habits or replacing old ones. A practical method is to stack a new habit onto an existing routine. For example, if you want to read more, you could pair this habit with your morning coffee, reading for a few minutes while sipping your drink. Understanding the role of habits is essential for improving our actions and achieving our goals. Habits function as shortcuts the brain creates to simplify life, but it's up to us to determine the direction these shortcuts take. Speaking of shortcuts, how does the brain process memory, perception, and social behavior in such fascinating ways? Fascinating insights into memory, perception, and social behavior. The human memory is one of the brain's most intriguing functions, but it's far less reliable than we often assume. Studies reveal that memories are highly susceptible to external influences, with the brain frequently filling in gaps with plausible information. This means that memories can be altered or even fabricated based on suggestions or biases. For example, this explains why 2 people may recall the same event in completely different ways. When it comes to perception, the brain takes shortcuts to conserve energy. A fascinating example is the blind spot in our visual field, where the brain invents what it assumes is present based on surrounding context. This phenomenon also occurs in ambiguous situations, such as optical illusions, where the brain interprets images logically but sometimes draws incorrect conclusions. These tricks highlight how our brains prioritize efficiency over accuracy. Social behavior is another area profoundly shaped by subtle brain mechanisms, such as the group effect. In social settings, people tend to align with the majority's opinions or actions, even if these contradict their personal beliefs. This occurs because the brain prioritizes social acceptance, an instinctive need linked to survival in early human groups. Another intriguing aspect is the confirmation bias, which impacts both memory and social interactions. Our brains are wired to seek out information that supports our existing beliefs while disregarding contradictory evidence. This tendency shapes how we interpret conversations, news, and even our choices of friends and partners. Empathy, too, is a remarkable feature of the human brain, enabled by mirror neurons. These neurons allow us to feel the emotions of others, such as sharing their joy or understanding their pain, forming the foundation of social bonds. However, our empathetic capacity can be influenced by factors like fatigue, cultural differences, or unconscious biases. These insights into memory, perception, and social behavior reveal that the human brain is both immensely powerful and susceptible to internal and external influences. Understanding these quirks can help us navigate our relationships and decisions with greater awareness, fostering more meaningful and conscious interactions. As we delve deeper into the brain's complexities, it becomes clear how interconnected these processes are. From memory distortions to the subtle dynamics of empathy, each facet offers a glimpse into what makes us uniquely human. Now you know that human behavior is an intricate mix of logic, emotions, and environmental influences. From how our brain chooses between instinct and reason to the subtle ways our surroundings, habits, and memories shape our actions, there's so much happening behind the scenes of our decisions. Now it's your turn to share. Which of these psychological facts surprised you the most? Have you noticed any of these influences in your own life? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your experiences might inspire others to better understand themselves. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you can keep exploring the mysteries of the human mind with us. See you in the next video. Until then, take care.